What's up, guys? Tasteless and Artosis are back here. We're ready for match number 3 right now. In the group here, we're going to have a Protoss versus Terran. Should be pretty cool. Yeah. SuperNova against Party.
Yeah. Of course, Party going to be the favorite going into this, but SuperNova knows how to play TVP, and if you make any mistakes at all, he can kill you.
Party v SuperNova here. The map is going to be Newkirk Redevelopment Precinct.
That's right. They're redeveloping the area.
Yeah, it was just Newkirk Precinct, but they changed
the value of the property was going down. Too many Protosses moving in. They're getting a more diverse crowd in Newkirk.
Yep.
The Newkirk Precinct. So
there you go. So
it's a good thing.
No, it's good.
You got to make sure that you have a good balance of different
This is actually a modified version of the map. So, yep, this map I think better than the original.
Newkirk no question. That original Tasteless.
Well, the middle was too
When
weird.
Artosis has an 85% win rate on a map, you know it's in balance.
Any map that he has a win rate on is a map that he does not have to attack you on.
Yeah, that's true.
Your ancestors were turtles, Artosis. Yeah. They actually had shells.
I'm part reptile for sure, man. I'm cold-blooded.
You're reptilian.
I am a reptilian. I blink like that.
Have you seen those YouTube videos of the accusations of guys being reptilian? It's like Larry King and Mitt Romney.
You know, every time.
YouTube. If you don't know what a reptilian is,
every time we make fun of reptilians,
just know that we think it's real and it's not a conspiracy.
Every time we make fun of reptilians on the show, there's this one guy on Twitter that's like, "How can you make fun of ancient Sumerian texts or whatever the hell it came from, man?" I'm like, "Cause
the government's run by ancient dinosaurs." Actually. Read a book, man. So we're going to go into this match pretty soon. It's going to be Parting against SuperNova.
Oh, man.
And I think Parting's going to win, but I was already wrong in my last prediction.
Well, Parting is such a strong player, Tasteless. If there were reptilian StarCraft players, he'd be one of them.
He'd be one of them for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. So we are going to be going into this. On this map, this is a map you can still turtle on, which generally tends to favor Terran. Mm-hmm. No, actually, you know what? That's not as true, I guess, nowadays with TVP. Protoss probably the one that would actually prefer to turtle on this map, but we'll see. Drops very strong because of that lower empty location in the bottom center.
Certainly true. There's a good chance to go Oracle here. It's not a bad map for that. Stargate openings overall are a little bit more powerful on this map because you can control that airspace a little bit easier, but doesn't necessarily have to go that way. And, of course, Parting, so good at attacking. He could do anything here. It's actually kind of hard to say.
I don't know what to expect here. I feel like SuperNova plays kind of ordinary. He's very vanilla as far as the way he plays the game.
Yeah, he's a bit predictable as well, I'd say.
Which is fine because it's won him games, and that's what's most important. So we'll see. I don't know what to expect from Parting. I feel like Parting will not do something super aggressive, but
the thing about Parting is that sometimes he will. He might just do a blink all in here. He definitely,
that's true.
I mean, that's within his range of builds that he will mix in against absolutely anybody. And that's one of the reasons why he is probably the actually most dangerous Protoss in the world. You can argue a couple of the Protosses compared to his level, but I would say he's probably the most dangerous, more dangerous even than MC himself.
I have to agree with that. Looks like Parting doing his pregame stretches here before going into this match. And, he's getting everything stretched out.
Yeah. You got to stay limber, Tasteless. Got to have your blood flowing.
Yep, you absolutely do.
You don't want to be a zombie nerd.
No, you do not want to. And as you can see going into this, we do have now SuperNova looking very serious right now. Looks like the map is loading up here. This is the StarLeague Season 2 being covered here at GOMTV.net with Tasteless and Artosis. Tastosis, the casting Archon, bringing you romancing over our favorite game, the best game of all time, Starcraft 2. In the bottom left, we have our Protoss player, perhaps the best in this group, but we'll see about that. He is
Master SK Telecom T1 Parting.
And his opponent, the only Terran in this group, will he be the first to get out? We'll see soon. He is
Master Azubu SuperNova.
All right. I don't know if he will go Command Center first this game.
Yeah.
There's a chance for it.
It's a really good map. I like Reaper here, personally, but we'll see what he wants to do. It's up to him.
We haven't gotten to cast many of his games in Heart of the Swarm.
No, we really have not. But here he is. He's back. You know, the thing is, we casted so many in Wings of Liberty. He was 1 season away from the Nestea award.
Isn't that funny?
And if I recall correctly, his up and down group, like he was really close to making it back in, and then just barely didn't. It's like, oh.
Well, it's too bad because that would have been so good for his career, you know.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, if you didn't know, the Nestea award is 10 in a row of GSL Code S's, which, like, what, 2 people have gotten it so far?
Nestea and MVP, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It wasn't Nestea and MC, right?
No, it was definitely not MC.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing is, SuperNova was actually supposed to be the second person to get it, and then he didn't, and then I think MVP got it.
Yeah,
if I recall correctly. So, yeah, that can be a little bit rough, a little bit sad. But I think it is going to be a Reaper opening here. That's what it's looking like, Tasteless, and it's a strong opening for the map.
All right, we have the probe coming in here now. And I think this is pretty easy to predict. It's going to be a Reaper opening. Reaper openings are very standard by today's Starcraft 2 metagame.
Yeah, and you can pretty much tell which maps they're likely to do them on. As far as Parting's build goes, it looks like it's just going to be a very fast expansion. And it'll probably just be off of a Stalker. You're going to need to get that Stalker to stop the Reaper from killing anything. But okay, he is going to get the Zealot as well, and that's a little bit more common. To grab that Zealot also, just to make sure in case they go for like an offensive eBay. Also, just having the Zealot puts more pressure on that Reaper to stay out of your main.
I feel like you absolutely have to get a Zealot. I feel like there's so much that can go wrong if you don't.
I think he's
especially because of that eBay.
Yeah, I think he's going to cancel once he scouts this. Yeah, there you go. That's very Parting-esque to cancel it, like get it ready and then get rid of it.
And this is one of these moments where it is okay to cancel.
Yeah. Totally. Like when you see there's no eBay, the Zealot actually performs no function for you anymore.
Yeah, it can chase the Reaper, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly
it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, here the Reaper comes in here.
It's all right. Don't fear the Reaper, as long as you have a Stalker or a Mothership Core.
And this is all very well timed out here. Mothership Core comes out at the last second.
A superb scout here.
This is great because if the Reaper's being offensive or aggressive, it cannot be. It cannot be protecting the main from scouting, so Parting gets a free peek inside the base and gets to basically take some notes on what he sees there.
Yeah.
And start coming up with a plan on how to take out SuperNova.
Well, he's going to be grabbing a quick robo probably here because seeing a factory and a reactor, well, you're going to need an observer. So down goes that robo. And we'll see how quickly he gets his gates. He really doesn't need him for another almost minute.
All right, here comes the Reaper now coming back into the base here. We're going to see that command center get turned into an orbital and then land over at the expansion location.
The Reaper right now is actually looking for the probe that he knows is out here. You got to be careful about that because Parting is known for doing things like 6 gates, 8 gates, all sorts of really quick attacks, where if he has a pile on your side of the map, you might just die.
All right, looks like we got some Widow Mines coming in over here. Parting just teching very normally so far. And we'll see what exactly these guys have in store for us in a little bit.
Ooh, Hellbat drops, Tasteless, is what is what SuperNova's going to be doing here. Of course, he does have some Widow Mines too, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gives a little try with those first. But that's something that Parting should be easily ready for. Now, for Parting, I wonder if he's going to go straight into, a couple Observers and a Warp Prism, a Twilight, or he's going to go Colossus Tech. It's hard to say right now.
All right, looks like the Reaper's now going to jump into the main. Let's see if he can get any probe kills here. The Mothership Core is coming down, but it is not the most nimble of units.
Yeah, it's not that fast.
And it looks like it's going to be intercepted here. Will it get out? It does not.
Yeah. Well, we should be seeing the tech route of Parting in just a moment here. It's about time for him to decide, does he want Colossus Tech or does he want Twilight Tech? Now, the Hellbat drop on the way, this is what he has to be careful about.
Yeah, this he's going to drop these right into the worker line and just burn down as many workers as he can. Now, if you're Protoss, what you want to do is you want to run with the probes and then attack the medevac with the stalkers.
Yeah.
Because once you get rid of the medevac, the Hellbats are not actually fast. They're not.
No. And they have very little range, so you can easily kite them with stalkers.
Yeah. So let's see if this works. If this does damage here to the Protoss.
He just pulled the stalkers. His timing was just slightly off. Oh my god. Well,
already getting 3 now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty effective because he didn't lose it. But I just want to point out that Parting has his timing perfectly in his head. Like, that was actually frightening. He walked away right before, and the thing is, SuperNova didn't... There were stops on his journey. That was not the most efficient path to drop there, but he was ready. What? Like...
I want to go back in this game and check the exact timing he had there, or what second you actually need to be there. All right, he's being attacked once again, but not doing enough damage here.
Yeah, really not all that much. Only 5 workers killed
actually,
so far.
I think this medevac is stuck now.
Yeah, it does look like it. And it's okay to be stuck for now, because those stalkers can't stay in there all day, you know? Eventually, I think he is going to be able to boost that out. And in fact, I guess that eventually is right now.
Oh, looks like he might. No, he will not get it there.
Just barely gets out.
Nice use of that boost. And the medevac's going to come in here now.
All right. So it looks like the game is pretty stable. SuperNova is not going to be doing any more Hellbat drops, it looks like. You know, he sees that there's too much turtling going on here. A cannon in each mineral line. Like, Parting is not screwing around against Hellbat drops. He knows that that's the easiest way to just straight up lose a game that you should lose.
And he's being very conservative and very safe here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that. I think a lot of Protosses would have already expanded again and started to get pulled apart there by the Terran. So this is a smart play here.
Yeah, especially when you consider what SuperNova's done so far and what kind of his MO is anyways. You know, you have to be careful against him. But going up to 7 gates, just getting constant upgrades, Colossus with the range, and Blink Stalkers, basically he's safe against everything.
Yeah.
He's just going to have to watch out for a mass Viking SCV pull type of attack.
All right, again, another deflection here from Parting. He doesn't have to turn this into a 2-base timing either. He can actually just sit here and defend. I know a lot of times you see us say 7 gates are just 2-base timings. In this case, actually, it's just him playing very, very, very safe.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's hoping that the Terran's going to move in too far, and then he's going to kill off a medevac.
Yeah.
Or at the bare minimum, kill off Hellbats that don't do much damage.
Well, it looks like this drop might do just a little bit. He's going to be able to get back home pretty quickly. And that Blink's almost done. When that Blink finishes, he might end up losing some medevacs here. He's got to be careful.
Bad luck there for the Protoss. That upgrade was like 2 seconds away from being finished.
Well, you know what? Off of 4 medevacs right now, we do have Viking production beginning. And we do have that 3rd Colossus coming out, which is actually really important because we've seen a lot of people try to go Blink Stalker Colossus recently. And a lot of them start going Templar Tech at like 2 Colossus. That's the easiest way to lose to a Viking and SCV pull. So he's actually made that 3rd Colossus very important. He's getting a Warp Prism down. It looks like he's definitely going to put on a lot of pressure here. And he has a lot of energy on the sentries too. I actually really like this choice.
All right, he's edging forward now, hitting this command center. He's pushed the Terran back inside of his base. And you know, the beauty of this right now is with the range of the Colossus, he could start to just grind out the front of the Terran's base, excuse me.
Yeah. And in fact, he's going to walk up and start to do so. Some really great force fields, keeping everything back. The Colossus doing a lot of damage. Right now, Parting, targeting down these Vikings very quickly. Looks like one Colossus is probably, yes, it is going to fall, but he's lost most of his Vikings.
He's only got 1 Viking left, right?
Yeah, he's only got
missing
1.
something.
But to be fair, there's no more force fields left, so he's got to be careful about that. Now the SCVs are coming out, a smart move, and he's picking up another Colossus. Now Parting has to be careful.
Now.
Yeah, this is maybe a little bit of an overextension there. He's got a lot of Stalkers left over, but he lost all his sentries and Colossus.
Where'd that Warp Prism go?
That is a good question.
You can check on your PC.
He lost it. He lost it.
Did that fly into a turret? SuperNova going to prove us wrong again here?
Actually, what happened, there's a Widow Mine plus turret defense in the main, and it looks like it flew right into that. So, nice defense by SuperNova. Didn't even get to see that.
Well, unfortunately, now I think there's a possibility that SuperNova can just stay ahead.
Yeah, there is.
And win this game. So,
you know, the 3rd base was delayed a bit, and he did lose some important units, but definitely more important units lost for Parting there.
Yeah.
You know, SuperNova was very smart to do that SCV pull, and he was able to target down the Colossus, and that's really the important part. You know, Parting was like, it's kind of weird, because he was playing like it was a 2-base all-in, but it was with 1-1 and +2 armor on the way, so it was like kind of not a committed all in.
Yeah.
You know, it was like he was leaving himself enough room to transition, but then he overcommitted a little bit, which you only want to quote unquote overcommit when you're all-inning, you know?
Right, right.
So kind of a slightly questionable by the greatest Protoss in the world.
All right, the Zealots are coming out now. He's morphing Archons because he doesn't have time to get Sidestorm, but Terran does not care. Terran is going up here into the upper left to try to wipe out this base. Will he get canceled in time?
Well, you know what? He might get his army trapped too. He's got to be careful with that, but actually has to use a blink to the side. Not the best blink for him. Zealot's tanking a lot of this damage. The Vikings actually landing right now. You know, these Archons actually have to get up there. Yeah. These Stalkers have just been in the way the whole time.
And it looks like he's starting to push his Protoss army back here. The probe's also being taken out here.
There's actually a lot of probes here, and it looks like SuperNova might ruin my dreams of 2 Protoss advancing from this group, Tasteless.
I think you're right. He's now managed to escape Terrans on a 3rd base again.
Ooh.
That was scary.
That
4
was so
HP out of
close.
150. Man.
And that was the one with all the units in it,
that was the
right?
one that mattered.
Yeah.
So he's going to loop that back around. Oh, wait. We're going to get an interception.
Oh, nice.
Which one did he get?
You got the one with the units, yeah.
Okay. So he did get that.
So, I mean, that's a nice kill. And their supplies are pretty even. So the game isn't over yet. But, you know, SuperNova is playing better and better.
Yeah, I have yet to see, I almost called it Squirtle, Parting make a mind-blowing good play, you know?
Well, you know, that is...
And in this game, and something's going to get him ahead where... it's like Karate Kid, you know, where SuperNova knows the wax on, wax off. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think in this, he's actually the bad guy at the end that just attacks nonstop, and Parting is going to have to be the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, well, now he is going to have to be, but he might just be that one kid that gets kicked in the face with the Mantis kick or whatever it is at the end.
We'll see who's going to be who.
That fight scene was not as good as I thought it was going to be in the movie, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, Tasteless.
I'm a deep
You make
guy.
me want to see that movie again. It's been so
a good
long.
movie. I personally prefer the new one where they have Will Smith's kid in it.
Yeah, no, I think that he should make more movies for him. I'm sure they're all going to be great.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Parting, he's trying to be active right now with his Stalkers. And you know what? With this SEV poll, I see what he's going for, but of course Parting went into Psystorm from here. So he has a... Well, if he has his Templars nearby, he has a chance of holding this.
Yeah, there's a chance SuperNova might throw this all away right now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Now he's trying to get some ghosts up here because he really needs that MP. Oh, wow. That is... Ooh, where are the High Templars? Well, Tasteless, this is going to be good for Parting. He just has to break this army, and he has a chance to win this game.
All right, he's spilling forward now. Everything is in the red or the orange.
He's done a lot of damage to this army. I don't know if he has enough damage. Oh, yeah, with these storms coming from behind, I would say he definitely should be able to hold this.
Well, we'll see.
Well,
he's going to have to pull probes here, and they're the Hellbats here in the front.
Oh, this is actually a lot of probes that are gonna fall.
You know what? There's just too many medevacs.
Yeah, he just
barely has too many medevacs. Every one of these units has like a personal medevac.
He actually needed like 2 more storms or another round of Zealots to be able to break that.
Yeah.
So, good play by SuperNova here. Yeah. And it looks like he's actually going to advance in first place.
We should be seeing GG here pretty soon. Parting is holed up in his main base, and if I'm SuperNova, I don't even go into the main base. I go to that 3rd base and just attack up there.
Yeah, if I'm SuperNova, well, you know what? He's actually being heavily harassed over on his side of the map. I just realized his supply's a lot lower than you would imagine right now.
Oh, was he getting harassed?
Yeah, he's lost like 37 SCVs now. But it doesn't matter, of course. He's killing off the army of Parting.
All right, he's continuing to move up in here. And yeah, it's now 56 supply to 107.
Yep. Trying to hold on, but of course Parting, too bad. You are already dead.
Yeah.
You know, this is making me sad, Tasteless. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love SuperNova, he seriously has been one of my favorite Terrans for a very long time. But yeah, these are like 3 of my very favorite Protoss, and now we're gonna have 1 advance.
SuperNova can't hide the smile on his face as he's now moving on to the round of 16.
Yeah.
With absolutely superb play. He deserved to win that. Right now we got Duck Lips coming in here from Parting.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a goose that game, Tasteless, that's for sure.
He was indeed.
You know, I love Parting, and normally every movie does I can dote over, but there were definitely a few mistakes there. He did overcommit up that ramp. You know, it started out real nice, but We've said this about 50 billion times. When you run out of force fields, the attack is going to start going wrong.
Yeah, we're going to go and go to the winner's interview now and see what SuperNova's thoughts are.
좀 다를 것 같습니다. 특히나 되게 어떻게 보면 이런 식으로 선보이면 오랜만일 수도 있을 것 같은데요. 예전이라고 할까요? 한참 연속해서 포데스 진출했을 때 그 이후에 약간의 공백들이 좀 있었거든요.
Unmoved by his victory.
참 좀 힘든 시기를 겪었는데 다시 또 마음 잡고 열심히 하니까 이렇게까지 다시 올라오게 됐어요.
And SuperNova says he's definitely had some hard times, a little bit of a slump, but he decided to kind of like regain focus and really brush up for this season, and he's glad that it's paying off.
와, 원래 그 전성기 때 그 이상의 모습을 막 보여주면서 화려한 부활을 했는데 본인 스스로의 경기력 어떻습니까?
오늘 좀 연습 때보다 더 잘 된 것 같아요. 그래가지고.
And SuperNova thinks that his things kind of played out better than even in practice when he used to practice in scrim. So it felt really good.
그래가지고 많이 지면서 그래도 깨달은 게 있어가지고 오늘 경기는 이렇게 당하고 나니까 더 잘 됐던 것 같아요.
And SuperNova says, although he's been practicing very hard and he's been kind of brushing up, he's been losing a lot during practices. So it was tough, but at the same time, having lost there to these strategies has really helped him prepare for the matches today.
진짜나요? 뭐 이런 느낌이었나? 솔직하게.
솔직히 딱 스타리그 저우가 많길래 3점 위주로 굴렸으면 좋겠다 생각 많이 했었거든요. 근데 보고 나니까 3점 해줘가지고.
And so SuperNova says when he was looking at the StarLeague players who qualified, he was like, there were a lot of Zergs, so he was hoping it would just be 3 Zergs with himself, and he was preparing for all Zerg matches. And then when the groups were decided it was 3 Protoss, he was like, oh shoot, and he didn't think he prepared to his best ability for one specific race today, but hey, looked pretty good.
Wow, yeah, it worked out.
의아해하신 분도 계셨고 조금 김영준이 이 정도는 아닐 텐데 하고 아쉬워하시는 분도 분명히 계셨거든요. 거기에 대해서는 뭐
정확하게 말하면요. 중간에 제가 자유의 날개 때 우선으로 떨어지고 나서부터 그때부터 중간에 시작을 시작했어요.
So SuperNova says in Wings of Liberty, as soon as he was knocked down, he just started preparing for Heart of the Swarm, since the beta, and so he was brushing up, but then he realized in Heart of the Swarm there weren't as many diverse opportunities to kind of show off his skills, so he really put everything into these tournaments.
왜요?
제가 김정민 해설위원님 어렸을 때부터 많이
지금은 어떤가요?
지금도 굉장히
Brain looks happy with his fellow
And
Terran.
SuperNova, he respects Marine a lot, and he thinks he's very handsome. And so we're joking about the unit and the player and the caster, of course, now.
다시 보여준 연속해서 포데스에 진출하는 모습을 바라봤을 때는 아까 김경했을 때도 한번 말씀드렸죠. 공무원이다. 이게 정말 산주하기는 산주민이다. 그런 얘기가 있었습니다. 근데 본인도 그러다 보니까 더 위로 올라가고 싶은 욕심이 들었을 텐데 항상 어려운 것까지 갔거든요. 근데 끝을 보지 못했습니다. 그래서 욕심이
And we suspect that SuperNova, his ambition is really burning right now. Because of course the goal for every player is to go really high, but he hasn't really reached the peak, it seems. And SuperNova says, he admits that in the past he used to actually just be very content with decent finishes or decent records, and so he thinks that actually made him as a person very complacent with his tournament standings. And then he realized that coming into WCS, he was like, I can't do that anymore. I really need to have like a burning desire to win the whole thing, and that's how I'll see my real potential and reach the top. And that's what he came in with today.
지금 잘하고 있는 선수 다 꺾어야 되잖아요.
그렇죠.
이신영 선수나 이영호 선수나 다 해보고 꺾어보고 싶어요.
SuperNova's like, hey, if you want to be the best right now, you got to beat the best players like Innovation and Flash. So I want to play them and I want to beat them. I want to take them down.
다른 종족에서는 지금에 뛰는 선수 있습니까? 그 선수 잡아보고 싶거나 경기를 펼치고 싶은 선수.
So with other races, Of course, with Zerg, and he wants to play Solki. Of course, kind of the target for a lot of people when it comes to Zerg.
거의 끝이 나면 이제 조추첨식이 이루어질 텐데 오늘은 아직 추첨이기 때문에 누구를 만나게 될지는 모르는 상황입니다. 근데 머릿속에 그리고 있는 선수가 있다면 이런 선수들과 플레이를 펼치면 이기기도 할 수도 있고 좋은 모습을 보여주면서 상에 올라갈 수 있다는
And we want to hear what SuperNova's ideal group might be for the round of 16. So he says, you know, in round of 32, I showed you my games against Protoss, but since I've been wanting to play against Zerg, he hopes it's all 3 Zergs and he can show how it's done TVZ.
Interesting. 올라왔다는 얘기 들었거든요. 팬들이 그만큼 관심을 많이 주신다는 얘기인데 그 팬 여러분을 위해서 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
관심 있게 지켜봐 주셔서 감사합니다.
We're going to round it out with a word to the fans. And of course, SuperNova, thankful to the fans for paying attention to him all this time, and this time he's going to make sure he brings out the best results. And that's it, Shobra, throwing it back to Dylan Mani.
Wow, really interesting interview there from SuperNova.
I really like to see that he's actually kind of recommitted himself, because I did feel that in him before, that when he kind of dropped out of Code S for a little bit, that he wasn't really putting in the same time and effort he was before. But with his games today, we see he's back on track.
Yeah, it seemed like initially he was more interested in career sustainability versus becoming a champion or being the best in the world, which is interesting to see now. He's shifted gears where he's focusing again on trying to be the very, very best he can be, because I think he's got potential to be easily one of the best Terrans, or a champion of whether it's this tournament
before, right?
or a Code S. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and he's been very close to that before in the past as well. So best of luck to him. I don't know how far he's going to get, though, man. It's such a stacked group of players, and recently he hasn't been as successful as some of these other guys, so I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll see, though. The results will be coming in the next few weeks. Now we go to the losers match here, a PvP between Younghwa and Squirtle.
Indeed we do. Well,
I think Squirtle wins this, but I don't know.
It's a very interesting one. There's going to be a lot of mind games because, of course, they are teammates nowadays. There's 2 teams that really specialize in Protosses, and that's SK Telecom, which Parting is a part of now, and LGIM. And LGIM, they have First, who already made it through. MC oftentimes lives and practices with them. Of course, they have Squirtle. They have Younghwa. They have a ridiculously deep Protoss line.
They really do.
In fact, they have someone else that I'm forgetting right now for some reason. Oh, well, he left. That's right. That was the other one, but he recently joined FXO.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a really strong Protoss lineup. And these two have a somewhat similar style overall, not completely, but you can put them in the same type of category as more defensive players. Maybe Squirrel's a little bit more strategic, whereas Younghwa is a little bit more standard yet defensive. So,
yeah.
This should be a good one with some hidden mind games.
Always a sad moment for teams like IM when they have 2 teammates facing off to find out who's going to be the first loser, the first person to get out of this group, and not get out in the good way, but be out of the tournament. Will it be Squirtle or will it be Younghwa? We're going to find out soon on Newkirk Precinct here in the StarLeague Season 2, brought to you or covered by GOMTV.net.